Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Wednesday, November the 24th, and starting with Ethereum here just on the hourly chart. I'm just really, we'll have a look at the bigger bearish picture as well, but I'm just really focused on my bullish count, and that, as you may know, for Bitcoin and Ethereum is wave one top over here. And we're looking for a zigzag to the downside, so basically for a wave two we look for a zigzag, which is an A and a B and a C wave, okay? And within that, this ABC, we want 5 waves for the A wave and 3 for the B and 5 for the C. So the best I can do so far is down for 1, across for 2 here, as an A and a B and a C for 2, and then 1, 2, 3, well, all the way down here for wave 3. Well, wave 3 can go here as well, I guess. I'll just check that on the I'll check that on the tick chart in a minute. 3, 4, and 5 for the A wave, and then this is an impulse wave to this point here. That means that it's 5 waves up to that point. And then I'm looking for the B wave here. There is a slight overlap here, so I'll look at it as an ABC pattern here. You could also look at it as an impulse wave to the downside. We'll have a bit of a look at that in a moment. But if this is correct here, then we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm looking for another little move to the upside to complete wave B. Now, Bitcoin has been a bit lazy in this move to the upside. It's kind of loitering on the lows here. So yeah, we're not at the 50-60% retracement level yet. Obviously we're bouncing like a ball along the 4,000, the medium level there. The other point that I wanted to make here, a bit of a long shot I guess, but more of a bullish picture with wave 2 in here. I don't think it's the case, but I'll just have a quick look at that on the tick chart. So from the top here, from the top, we're looking for an A wave, a B wave here, and then an ABC for 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave here, the A, the B, and the C for the fourth wave, and down for the fifth wave of C of 2. And then looking at this as wave 1 here, and then an ABC for wave 2, which doesn't really work actually, so it's probably not the case. And then looking at this here as 1, we can still look at this in this manner of 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's 5 waves here, 3, 4, 5 here for wave 5 of 3. And then looking back for wave 4, we don't want that to come any lower, of course, as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4. That's fine. Of course it can just fail from here. So what could also happen, we've only got 3 waves up here, but if it was going to fail, then we would have a move down here. That would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'd have an ABC back up here, and then we would move down lower at that point. So we need to be a bit mindful of that. But as a bullish pattern, it's 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 building to the upside. So it's possible. Let's go back to the 1 hour chart here for a moment. So yeah, the tricky thing is that this move up through here counts as 5 waves, and that means that after a correction we should have another 5. So that's why I was looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just kind of made sense a bit, you know. Yeah, so that's sort of where Ethereum is at this point. So the idea would be, I mean, obviously when markets are in sort of, they're not really in fear factor, but there is doubt. Should we be buying here? Should we, be waiting for lower prices? All these sorts of things are coming in, As I've mentioned before, we could turn bullish here quite comfortably if the 61.8% here, where the B wave is, became the support here at 4,500. With a nice tested support sitting on that level, then of course we can go long from that point. But we're far from that at this point, so yeah. But I'm quite comfortable with both of these counts. But like I said, we haven't pulled back down to here just yet, so that's one thing. If we overlay this particular count on Bitcoin, then it would look like this here with wave 1 here, an ABC, well, sort of an ABC for wave 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 here. So we have our first 5 waves down for our A wave, and then this move here counts as 5 waves. Well, it counts 5 waves to this point, and better off sitting on that point there, because the B wave here, when we look at that here, obviously some news has spiked this, but we could look at it as an A wave, a B wave to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C wave for wave B. But we really need to, we really need to pick up at this point, and obviously it looks a little bit sad. It's retested 60,000, it's retesting 58, and it's struggling to get up there at the moment. So yeah, but anyway, we'll just see if it climbs. But if it does climb, then it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. That's what we'd be looking for in this case. So a 3, 4 and 5 to finish off, and then another 5 waves down here to finish off. And this is around the 50-60% retracement level down here as well. So this is our original target down here. I thought we may get away with a shorter wave 2 pulling back into this space here, but just because we made a new low here, it tells me that that's not the case, and we have to look down. So we're expecting prices to be down in the low 50s here eventually. Now, it's also possible that, just shooting the breeze here a little bit, it's also possible that we could look at wave B sitting here, right, and then copy that and look at all of this as wave 1 here, and then coming back for wave 2 at this point, and then coming down for wave 3 at this point down here, 3, 4, 5. So that's also possible as well, and that would probably be a little bit more in line with Ethereum, even though Ethereum has pushed higher here, has got an extra leg in there for that. So yeah, I don't know at this stage. And the thing with corrections is that once they're over, you kind of look at them and go, oh yeah, right, that's what it was, So it's easier in hindsight. But what I'm trying to say is that if we're patient and just allow the pattern to mature to a point where it can only be one thing, well then that's fine, Like I said, we won't turn bearish unless the 50,000 becomes the retested resistance, because that's where the 61.8% retracement level is at this stage. So but we'll have a look at the bearish pattern today. I'll just go into the tick chart as well today. So let me just check my work. So wave 1 at the top here, then this is, looking at it as wave 1 over here, wave 2 here, because it's the highest. Even if you put wave 1 over here, you'd still end up with wave 2 there for that, But it looks more like an A and a B wave here, but then it's a bit tricky to get the rest of the structure out of it that way, so I have to go 1 here and 2 here. And then in this little space I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and 5 here for wave 3. Then wave 4 here. So this is a bit of a different count here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 here, A, B, C for 2, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and the 5th wave, and that way it fits in all quite nicely at that point. So yeah, I was quite comfortable with that. So just going back over the work and just checking it, and then counting this up here, we can see 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. Now this is where Ethereum had its top there on that 5th wave. But I was thinking that because we've made that little move up there, which is typical of a B wave, and that would also make this a B wave as well. And in that case, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 here, back for 2, down for 3, back for 4, and down for 5 here. So that makes it in that way. So that's possible, but this is all a little bit spiky and newsy here, so it's a little bit hard to do the right thing in this case. So here, obviously, it looks really bearish, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So it's quite possible for it to. We'll just see. It doesn't. Sorry, just checking for myself really. Just it's hard to get 5 waves down here. That high is higher than that one, so this would have to be 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here. So there's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So there's 1, 2, 3 impulse waves on just to get that started at that point. So it's not played out yet down here unless we look at all of this as an A and a B wave here. Anyway, I'm not too worried about that at the moment. We know that it can go lower. What I also want to just reiterate here a little bit is back into the bigger picture just for a moment. So in the bigger picture here, we've got wave 4 here. This could also be a wave 2, by the way, this one here, because it pulled back 61.8%. So it's not like it's pulled back 38.2% unless you put it on the log scale. But I just don't know. I don't feel right about that, putting it on log scale. I know at primary degree it would be all right, but at intermediate degree, the next degree down, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we can count 5 waves from this low to here as wave 1 and 2, and this pulled back 61.8%. And then we've moved up here for this. So Ethereum's got this high, and I'll use Bitcoin at this high as well. Even though we didn't have a nice transition through here, there is the possibility that we could count 5 waves. It depends on how you count this little 1 and 2 in here, because otherwise we could count this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here. But to have an expanded flat in wave 1 is not really the go. This length here is a little bit longer than this length here for this, so you could look at this as being wave 3 and pulling back for wave 4 here, but I don't think this is finished, and we're going to end up overlapping this. So having this as 1, 2 and 3 and 4 here is just not going to play out here. I think this market will come down to the trend line here, and everybody's waiting to buy at that point. I can see in the futures market, by the way, let's just have a look here. I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, but BTC 1 apostrophe mark here, is that the CME futures market? If somebody could let me know about that, that would be great. But just besides that, because I'm just trying to figure out the volume with all of these markets, trying to find the best thing here. But what I wanted to point out here, I can see that there's selling pressure here, because for a trend to be a trend, it needs to have volume in the direction of the trend. So we can see this. We can see this move here. Let's start from the top, shall we? So the market moved down quite nicely and moved back up, but it was on increased volume. So a lot of that volume would be buying here as well, but mainly it's been created from the selling side. Then the market moved up on this one here. Well, it was kind of down on the previous day, but it was on lower volume. So corrections are on lower volumes. This one here's moved up here. This one's on lower. This one's got increasing volume in it. The move up here is on lower volume, so that's corrective. This move here's moved down. It's off the low, but it's still moved down, so it's on higher volume. This moved up, so corrective. It's on lower volume, like this one here. This one here is opened higher and closed low on higher volume. This move here has moved up and has moved up on lower volume, and this one here is obviously today's volume for that. So all of this here is telling me that there's more pressure to the downside, because we're seeing increased volume on the down bars and lighter volume on the up bars. So it's telling me that the pressure is there for the downside. Anyway, I just thought I would chuck that in there. So in all of this here, we're looking for some sort of ABC pattern here to finish off this move through here. Now, Is there any other possible counts for this? Well, the only other logical one for this would be the expanded flat, which is this one here. So we would need to see a deeper 5 waves come into play at least for this. But will that occur? I don't know. But anyway, that's the only other sort of logical count that I could see playing out in all of this. And like I said, I wouldn't turn bearish unless the 50,000 became the retested resistance at that point. So I'll leave it on that note, just food for thought. Alrighty, cheers.